everybody, I'm Tom Vasel.
And I'm Spencer Williams.
Spencer's joining us from GameNerdz, a great online game store that sells tons of games at great prices and also gives me stats on best-selling games, which I'm always very, very interested in. So we're going to each month this year talk about the best-selling games. Of course, we have to wait till that month is over. And it's March, so we're talking about last month, which is February, the coldest, shortest, darkest, worst month of the year, frankly. If I ranked all the months in the year, February would be my lowest ranked month. I don't care that Valentine's Day in it. That's a made-up holiday anyway. But games still got sold, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad to know your passion, your hatred. Not passion, but
I have opinions on everything,
passion.
Including months of the year.
You do? That's hard to believe.
All right. Well.
Yes. February was great, and what I'm excited about is since we've done January, I'm excited to get to February to be able to compare how certain things have changed or maybe not changed. So it's really cool to have that comparison point. And so, I mean, if you're good, I say we get right to the top 5 expansions.
Let's do it. What do we got?
All right, number 5. Now, this harkens back to something I said in the last video, but number 5 is Dune Imperium, Immortality. Which, if last month it was the number 4 best-selling, so it went down a spot. So we've got that one.
Still pretty good, though. Still pretty good. Dune is a safe bet. If you're betting on a board game to do well, bet on Dune.
So do you want to guess what number 4 is?
Well, I'm just going to guess that we've flip-flopped. That would be my guess, since you're leading me into that. And number 4 is the Lost Ruins of Arnach expansion.
Is it that obvious? That's correct. It is the Lost Ruins of Arnach. I just thought that was pretty hilarious that they just swapped just like that.
Wow,
so
that's really interesting.
One, Dune went down.
All right. So I'm trying to remember now from last month. Let's see here. Last month in the top 3, we had some map packs for Arc Nova. We had the Wingspan expansion. And you know what? I'm going to say both of those stuck in here, but we're going to see a brand new expansion show up somewhere. All right, go ahead. What's number 3?
All right. Well, you're half right. Number 3 is Wingspan Asia. So it was the best-selling expansion in January, and so it dropped down 2 spots.
All right, still, Wingspan's going strong, man. Good on Elizabeth Hargrave.
Yep. But yes, overtaken by 2 brand new expansions. First one, so the number 2 best-selling expansion was for Meadow Downstream.
Oh, okay. So that expansion came out around the late last year. So now people are starting to get it, play it. Meadow was kind of a surprise hit that did really well a couple years ago. So now seeing this expansion come out, that's good. Good.
Yep.
Ooh, give me a clue on number 1 here.
For number 1, first of all, the first clue is that it is a pre-order. It's not yet available, but it is a new listing. And we'll say that it is not in our solar system. It's past.
It's Beyond the Sun expansion. No?
There you go. Yep.
I'm very excited about this expansion.
Leaders of the New Dawn was our top seller for expansions for February.
Do you happen to know when that one's supposed to, like the projected date of when that one's coming in? Because I'm pretty pumped about that. You're going to say, today, and I have a copy right here, and then you're going to hand it through the screen like Willy Wonka.
No, Tom, look under your chair.
Oh, yeah. That would be, I just did, there's nothing there. So it's very disappointing.
Okay, so this is saying, expected release date is TBD 2003.
All right,
TBD 2023.
Whenever Rio Grande decides to print that, I'll be looking forward to it. All right, that's interesting. I'm glad that's a game that looks pretty boring, but it's actually very, very fun. All right, let's take a look at the top 10 games.
Okay,
number 10.
So this is crazy, and I did my best to figure out what's going on here, but I mean, it's anybody's guess, best informed guess, I guess. Number 10 was Unmatched Marvel for King and Country, which, you know, popular Marvel. This is the set that has Black Widow, Black Panther, and Winter Soldier.
Right.
And so, but I mean, we've had it for sale or for pre-order for a while. So I don't know what gave it an uptick in popularity.
The Dice Tower review. I don't think it's that. I don't know. It's possible that just there's more awareness of it out there. The other Marvel sets came out, making people want to go back possibly. So yeah, I'm not particularly surprised, but being able to play Marvel characters fighting each other in a simple game as opposed to the more complex ones like Marvel Champions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're also getting closer to the release date too, or the projected release date, which is Q2. So that could be a thing. But let's take all of your analysis and apply it to our number 9 with a little bit of a twist. So number 9 was Unmatched, but this is Cobble and Fog. Now, I'm pretty sure I understand what was going on here, and I don't know if you saw this, that Restoration announced that they were retiring
Yes.
older sets.
So
And
we
so-
talked about this. They said they're going into the vault, like the Disney vault.
Yes.
Which doesn't mean they'll be gone forever, but definitely makes everybody out there go, we should buy this. This is not a surprise. I fully expected something like this to happen because I would think that. I'd think, well, if I've been putting that off, I guess I better buy it now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, we got to make sure that we have a good amount of these before they're gone. And so we just recently got in the Bigfoot versus Robin Hood set, which is also the other set that's going into the vault. So I suspect that might make the list for this month, but we'll see.
We'll have to remember that next time. All right. That's number 9,
All right,
number 8.
Number 7. We're down to number 7 now.
You're right, I can't count.
And that is, we had 2 unmatched, so it was easy to get them.
Wait, no, the 2 unmatched would be
together,
10 and 9. Wait, what was 10? I'm all lost.
No, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You're right. Number 8.
Back to number 8.
I can't count. You're right. I'm wrong. Number 8 was War of the Ring, the card game.
Ooh, interesting. I was just looking at that a few minutes ago. Okay, so this is obviously banking on the success of the bigger game. I'm getting mixed reactions. A lot of people are saying they really, really like it, and then a few people are saying I'd just rather play the board game. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've seen a similar thing, and I think what happened is like we got an early a few copies like in December, but then we started really getting in the majority of our stock as the year went on, or as the year started. So I think that's why it took a little bit for it to get here to the top, and then also the awareness. But yeah, I think there's going to be a split as far as like what people prefer, but it looks cool to me, and I think I would prefer the card game just because it looks. I could be wrong. It looks a little bit more simple than the board game, but who knows?
All right, that was 8. Now we're at 7.
Now we're at 7, and I was trying to think of some kind of clever transition, but I can't. I need to be revived. So we're going to go with Revive. Revive is the number 7 best.
Okay, so this is I said the same thing last time about Aporta. Their games getting sent over by Madigo. Now this one's a little faster. It didn't take as long as Bad Company. The Revive came out at Essen, and it sold 1,000 copies in the first day, and then they ran out. And people have been really clamoring for this to come out. So this is not a surprise to me, other than, hey, it's earlier than a year this time.
Yeah, and so like this was most of these I believe were actually like pre-orders for it because we just recently got the stock in and people pre-ordered all of it. So we currently are waiting for more to come in. But it was. This
was definitely came in, sold out. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Don't get too excited, folks. But maybe you can buy number 6.
Number 6, you can pre-order. And that's this is what I was talking about being interesting, another unmatched set. This is
it's Unmatched month.
Marvel Teen Spirit. And this is the set that has Miss Marvel, Squirrel Girl, and the team of Cloak and Dagger. I think it's worth it just to be able to play as Squirrel Girl.
I agree, and this actually helps me out. Higher. It shows that numbers are more important than loud people. Because when we did the review of that, people are like, oh, no one cares about these characters. You know what? People do, and they're buying
Yeah.
it. So go figure. Is this the last
Absolutely.
Unmatched? Are we Unmatched out, or is
Yes, that was the last Unmatched.
interesting? So the highest Unmatched is Squirrel Girl, as it should be. All right, top 5. What do we got?
Number 5, I'm excited about this one that this made the list because this was one we were out of for a while, but we got a really big restock in, and that is Scout. I love this little point game. Really great, just portable game that's super fun to play.
Scout was one of the most played games at Dice Tower West. It was the most played small game there because small games don't get played a lot at conventions. And yeah, people are really loving on this little game. I applaud you liking it. I don't get it. I'm not as big a fan as everybody else, but go for it.
I think I was kind of like coerced into liking it at first. Like I was told, this is going to be fun. And so I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. And so now when I play it, it's fun because I told myself it would be.
Is that how that works?
Okay. Not always. But, sometimes when you're looking for just a short little card game, it works. Little tip there. Okay, number 4, Marvel is back. It's not Unmatched, but it is Dice Throne Marvel.
Wow.
And this is the set that has Scarlet Witch versus Spider-Man and Loki versus Thor. So, 4
so
heroes,
Dice Throne
big
usually
box.
comes out with a big set and then some smaller sets. So this is the big starter set. And you know what? If I was buying it, I would do that too because I would want to buy the one with the most characters. Also, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And the
That's
the
a sure win
coolest
right there.
Spider-Man, which is Miles Morales.
Oh, I didn't realize it was Miles. Awesome. Very cool.
It is. It is.
Okay, number 3. This one was not on the list. Last month for January it would have been on the list, but I would try to avoid putting anything that's like on the super sale.
Sure.
To make sure we don't really skew the numbers. And so this one would have been, but it wasn't. But now for February we do have Arc Nova at number 3.
Of course. Yeah, Arc Nova. This is consistently doing well, and especially considering. Even with your great prices, it's not a particularly inexpensive game. It's a chunky game, not like Scout, for example. Scout, I buy 6 copies.
Yeah.
But man, is it fun, and it's still getting played. I think we'll talk about Arc Nova in a decade.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Number 2, my favorite way to say this is mind management. Which is the mind management.
What's your least favorite way of saying it?
Game.
Wow, really?
It's a very, very great game, and I was looking around to see if maybe there was like a thing on Board Game Geek or any kind of indication of
it might have been out of print
increases
for a
popularity.
while. That might be it too.
Yeah.
Also,
I didn't
end of year
notice
stuff
any,
happened. It was on several end of year lists.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that may have definitely helped it. But
wow, I would not have guessed this for
game.
top 10 though.
Yeah, but it's so well done, and I love the way that they captured Matt Kemp's series. He does my management series, and a lot of his stuff is really good. And so Off the Page Games did a great job with that, putting that into board game form. So I can see why a lot of people like it as I do. Okay. Now,
And finally, number 1.
I can confidently say, number 1, and maybe this will give you a hint, but I will say, I'll wager that you are a large portion, or you and your organization is a large reason why this is number 1. We have you to blame for number 1. It is a pre-order.
So a game that we have pushed a lot. Well, it can't be Ready, Set, Bet. It can't be First Rat. I'm thinking of games that we push that a lot of people else don't push because we obviously push the games that people enjoy. It's a pre-order. It's not out yet.
This is a pre-order.
Marvel Zombies.
And no, this is. I'll just go ahead. Mike really likes this game.
I don't know.
Earth.
Oh, yes, you're right. Okay, I don't know why that didn't. And you know what? I'll tell you what. Earth is going to sell like all get out this year. This was in the hot games room at Dice Tower West. It was the hottest game there. We had 3 tables. They were the first tables filled up every day. And this game can be done in 90 minutes and just consistent playing. Earth is a breakout hit. It's going to be one of the best games of the year, and I can say that now even in March. It's crazy. So this is good. I'm glad for Inside Up Games. It's nice for them to have a bona fide hit on their hands.
Yeah, and this is like there's no question this was by far the lead of items purchased, board game items purchased in the month of February. As soon as it was available for pre-order, people started buying it, and it is by far above the number 2 bestseller. So it is definitely hot.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Spencer, for giving us this information. Thank you, GameNerdz, for providing the data. I love data, and folks, you can check them out. Great place to buy games online. All right, folks, well, we'll be back in a few weeks with the best sellers of March, and we'll try to do it on a monthly basis for the rest of this year. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Spencer Williams.
And go buy Earth.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da.